And then I thought I'll start my own business. And then, of course, I started to become a coach, and that was it. But I want to tell you this. A lot of people around me, mostly female, and a lot of inclusive of family and close friends, told me it was the wrong time. I was entering the market too late. And that I should watch out. I won't make a success of it. Now, what worked well for me is that I have a mindset that don't buy into noise. Other people's noise belongs to them. But I'm going to tell you, at times I lay awake at night thinking about that. Am I going to make it or not? And I would get up the next morning and think, of course I would. It's not easy, when you have an expectation of support and you're doing something, it's actually not easy having an expectation that you're going to receive support. And a lot of time it's your own accountability, meaning it's how you're going to show up and do the thing you want to do anyway. You earlier on spoke about trust. Hence, it alludes to trust in yourself is highly important in working up your steps into leadership.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kiva from Coacharya. Lovely to have you all join in today for our webinar series Masters in Coaching with Cindy and our guest today, Mr. Vinod. We'll just wait for everybody to join in. As you're coming in, do share with us where you're joining in from, and do let us know your name as well. So we'd love to interact with you as we get started.
I'd like to ask a question. Please interact with this question. What is the number one skill you think that women leaders have? I know you think we have many skills as women leaders, and I like how I said we, but I would like to know from you, number one, at least one, what is the number one skill you think women leaders have?
Immediately two are coming in my mind and very difficult to say number one. So one is they're very good listener. And they're very good at empathy also.
Of course.
That's a God-given gift to them.
Vinod, let's hear from our participants also what they think, right? They can type into the chat box.
Yeah.
What do you think are number one skills or qualities that women leaders have? You've heard what our expert here says, empathy, listening. What do you think?
Yeah. Let's see what people are replying.
Patience, absolutely. Patience. Kiva, what do you think?
I think resilience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, we're getting some lovely comments. Thank you. Long-term vision. I like that one. Who are you? I like you too for saying that. Resilience. Another long-term multitasking. Ability to think across teams and functions. Ability to integrate left and right. Coaches, we want everybody to hear what you have to say. Please choose everyone. Adam, can you choose everyone? Otherwise, we're not going to see all that lovely words you're saying. Ability to integrate left and right brain information. Thank you. That's a lovely compliment. I'll personally take it. You got more comments like that. Thank you. High commitment, patience, empathy. Okay. Amita, thank you. I'll close the chat, otherwise I'll be sitting here and engaging with everybody on the chat. Our speaker today, I'm going to let him describe himself in a few minutes. He's one of those unique coaches, whose passion for coaching shows up in multiple ways, meaning in his writing of books, in the way he coaches, in the way he engages with diversity in clients across leaders, executives, and just a very, very warm, empathic way he shows up as a human being. Vinod is a cohort member in our mastery program, busy preparing for his MCC. And I've got to know him a lot more, and can say this in true, authentic style when I say he's really a very warm, concerned, engaging human being. Feel free to type your messages to him, or to ask questions, or to broaden a topic, raise a point of view using the Q&A and the chat box. Vinod, if I can just engage with you for a few minutes. And I want to say thank you for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure to host you.
It's my privilege, Indy.
You have this interest in multiple ways in working with leaders. I've read quite a few of your articles, and I'd love the way you engage, both with with strategy, with planning, organizational culture and development, and with the role of the client, meaning trust and empathy and all those softer skills that show up. What's your interest, Vinod? What is your interest in women, in leaders in general, not just women leaders, in working with leaders?
See, women has got huge capabilities and almost say 50% of our population, but very underutilized. And when I interact with the women, most of the cases I interact with them as executive coaching. And what things comes out, it's a very small issue, some kind of touching their belief system. And once we little bit change them, they are very, very strong leader. Some time back, I was seeing people comments about the women leaders, their qualities and all. Everybody is right, but one big quality I see, once women take a decision, they're very decisive. When it comes, they want to take decisions, they take very firm decisions. And as a leadership stage, it's very important to be decisive, which we don't acknowledge, because many times women don't take the decisions. We don't expect them to take decisions. They themselves have, kind of underrated themselves. They themselves don't know about their capabilities, most of the cases.
So you're saying that,
yeah.
Sorry, Vinod, something you're saying quite interesting. So you're saying that some women may not necessarily show the capability of how they can take and make good decisions. And when they do, they're quite decisive and they carry that forward.
Yeah. And they're good decision maker. Not much distracted, very focused, very objective. And these are some qualities in the leaders we are missing when we don't take more women in the leadership role. When I'm saying we don't take, I'm not blaming, say it's a man don't take. It's some corrections or some belief system need to be done at women's. They can come up because their belief in themselves is, I feel, is little low. I have interacted with some women leaders who are excellent in some job. They have set up their own company. They have sold their companies also at the age of 30, 35 also. Instead, they don't believe in themselves. The woman who has got wonderful achievement to talk, and then they don't believe in themselves.
So what in your background, or what do you know, meaning in research or whatever you've done, what do you know about why, I can't find another word, why don't women believe in themselves?
It's a two, three reasons. One is from the background point of view, when I look at, say, Indian context, they are a bit of confused or bit of, say, I'll say guilt in them, I find, okay, whether I need to take care of my husband, my children's, my in-laws, or whether I need to do the job. When they focus more on the job, somewhere that guilt keep on pulling them. So kind of importance they give it to their professional life is much lesser. If you look at, say, simply forget about seniority, juniority, simply look at the number of women in the job. Some 2 weeks back only, I was reading a book. I'll just see. I'll talk a little percentage and some data given. In the banking and finance, as per that data, almost 21% are women in India, up to 3 years of the experience. But when it goes more than 15 years of the experience, apart from the being position, they reduce to 6% only. Sector like banking, sales and marketing, they reduce from 21% to 8%. Consulting and management, general management, they reduce from 18 to 11. Even the job like HR, which considered as right hand things for the women, they reduce from 56% to 36%. So many women simply don't carry forward with their career. They feel like doing work for 5 years, 10 years, or 3 years, 8 years, and they look like taking care of the family. They look like you are there, you are born to take care of the family. They don't like, I'm full fledged, I can have my own careers. A good number of women are like this. That's the biggest issue. Another area I see the women working on the upgrading themselves. Whatever initial educations they have, most of them, they continue with that. Pursuing education along with the doing the job are the much lesser are the number they need to reskill themselves, upgrade themselves. That is less. So those are two, three reasons. And where executive coaching can play the big role, awakening them, reminding them what all they can do. That can contribute.
A thought has occurred to me when you said, they want to also take care of the families and in-laws and I assume the home staffs and lots of life experiences to manage. So by nature, it seems like women are quite systemic in approach.
Yeah.
They keep their levels on multiple things and still manage their work. I kind of feel I led the conversation in a particular direction, but I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What advice would you then give to those kind of women that want to do it all and don't want to neglect some things? Like, you just said it, Vinod. They don't want to neglect families. They want to be a part of in-laws and all other activities related. What advice you would want to give those women then who also can develop themselves within the career?
Women has to believe they are not something like as a support system. They are also equal people, equal human being. Rather, more than thinking as a woman, they need to think first as a human being. Forget about being a woman. They can also have their career. They should have their career. They are very good in their studies. They're very good in their decisions. First of all, when it comes to marriage, they should have a discussion with would-be husband and all that. They're more comfortable. I'm talking from an Indian context point of view. Although India, most of the people now open about those things, but even then, to be safer side and all. But they should not look at their 6-year, 5-year, 8-year, 10-year kind of career. They should look at 30, 40 year of the career. Yes, I understand, one responsibility of a progeny point of view. Okay, childbirth, that almost 1 year, 2 year. she has to take some break and something like this. But otherwise, I don't see any reason to women to be held back or think that she will not, do well, she will not progress or anywhere, anything. I was talking to one CEO in one of the company where I have my coaching assignment. He was mentioning what is the difference between man and woman, except they have to go to different bathrooms. And I sound, yeah, that's right. No. So we need to stop seeing differently, but more important, woman has to first stop seeing differently. It's their perception, their mind, their thought process. Simply saying male dominance and all that, to me, the more, I'm not saying these are not issues, they're issues, they're more of the excuse. Some percentage are there, I understand.
So you're saying the more we use that kind of language, the more we're cementing that belief in us. Women are cementing that belief that they are lesser or they belong in a different space compared to other workforce. Yeah?
Yeah.
Talk more about this belief system that you're speaking about, Vinod. Is it the belief system only of women, or is other systems that support women, like the workforce? Are there strong belief systems still existing in workforce that do not support enough growth in women?
See, when we talk, everything or anything cannot be everywhere. But majority of the places, it's not correct. It's most of the place, I'm more talking of urban part, more of the corporate. It is women who think like people will not accept. If I have somebody as my senior, as my teacher, as my colleague, I will respect. I do respect. There's nothing wrong if I report to some woman. My some colleague have been and women and I have been learning from them, and I call them teacher ji, out of respect, because certain things they know better than me. I don't hesitate learning from them. Some cases obviously can be, but it's not that majority the way we think about. It's not that. The woman has to think that I need to work long, I need to grow. It's not about some year of kind of job, more of the corporate. I'm talking more of upgradation. See, some jobs are there, like some girls are working as an air hostess and all that. I understand there are limitation of the durations and all, but when working as executive roles, they can go up, and some women are going up. They're working in different companies, general manager, they're vice president, they're president, and they're doing well.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too, right? There's a lot of women that are doing really well in the corporate space.
Yes.
In your opinion, is it enough, or could we do more?
Not only they should do more, they must do more. It's good for society. Why to leave this 50% workforce like this? Or even I'm saying we are utilizing 10%, why to leave this 40% like this? A working woman will be more productive and, as I believe, as a better wife. See, over a period of time, what we expect from the wife as a best friend, somebody you can talk about, somebody you can discuss, somebody who is good companion. If that is also working, she's also good manager, and working, she's the best. Look at long-term point of view. If somebody got married at 25, 30 years and they're living, say, up to 75, 80, it's a 50 year. And out of the 50 years of the marriage, say 30, 40 years, you need that companion for that friendship, much more stronger. You need somebody as a kind of sounding wall. You can discuss with them.
There's a question here on the chat box.
Yeah.
Can you inspire us by sharing what you learned from female leaders? Who was your first female leader? This is from Jacqueline.
Okay. One is my colleagues have been the female, which might at par with means equivalent to me. Unfortunately, reporting situation has not come, but I find they are very decisive. And when it comes to decisions, they don't look at, say, emotional aspect. Very objective decision maker, very clarity of the thoughts in their mind, what to do, what not to do. They are very good in the artistic things, or you can say creativity. They're much better than the other side of the gender. Very creative, very good in the communication, and there are many things. Man, because he keep on shouting does not make him bigger. And these things, learning, even now also I remain in touch with my friends. You know, Sindhi, I just wanted to mention one case. I was in executive coaching almost a year back, and it was pure leadership coaching kind of case. That leader suddenly, she says, sir, I want to have a session. Normally people ask me to get married. I'm not married. So first of all, I think, actually, you're not married. I never think till then around that. Okay. And I just look at it, it's okay. I said, we'll have next session, we'll have around this. So once I come back, while preparing for that, I thought of first, let us talk to some women who are not married. So I find one of my friend who are in the late 50s, she's not married. I try to understand psych from that point, from her side. And that was great help to me. So it's a learning at now stage also from friends. Dealing with the client and maybe from other genders, what is the psych, what goes on, how all these things happen. So as a coach, I need to understand. I can't give my gyan from one side only, unless I really understand their theory. And I make my notes, then I apply. We have almost couple of our discussion that my friend, and after that, I took the session, and that coach is very comfortable. I know she says a lot of things even to now also. So learning is always there with the woman. I don't hesitate learning. Even some of the cases, I called up my who are at PCC level and all that. My colleagues, coaches were there. I called them and I seek their help. No hesitation. So they're the qualities they have got, and I learned from them.
I have a question. I hope there's no bias showing up in our Ask It. If there is, forgive me. It seems like your point of thinking or your views has been from background, from experiences, and you have evolved in how you appreciate, acknowledge, and see these, talents, uniqueness in women. Isn't that easy? Is it the same with others?
It's there most of the people. You know, when I was talking this regarding marriage question, the one key issue was there. Many women don't get married because they don't find the right person. In India, some 6 months back, the article comes in Times of India, which is the leading newspaper here. 7.5 crore women are the single. If you convert that into millions, it will become almost 75 millions. Huge number. They're in the age of 19 to 49. They are either not married or separated or divorced, or maybe because of widow, they decide not to marry. Such a huge number. Reason? Because they don't get the right person. Right person will not move with the blackboard, board in hand, I'm the right person. You need to interact and find. So in my career, as many as 8 to 10 girls, I motivate them to get married because they were depending on their father to search a right person for them. I said, why don't you search? I said, I can also, why don't you look around? And I make it a point attending their marriage. So once they start finding the right person, they find the right person. Most of the cases. And that's where if somebody get a good coach, or they get that kind of help, somebody they can talk about, I think this will be great help to the woman, because that kind of trust, if they have someone. And that's where one things regarding coaching I think about, between female coach and the male coach, when look at, say, maybe I'm a little biased when I look at, say, taking up the male coach, he can be better woman empowerment coach. Because once we choose, okay, my coach has to be woman only, we become the biased against a particular gender. It's like a gynecologist has to be female only. No, there are very good male gynecologists. I work with them because I come from healthcare background. Very good male gynecologist, very good male chefs. There's nothing like the woman, only woman can be, only men can be. We need to break those barriers and finding the right person with the right coach or right life partner, whatever it is. I'm not saying it's 100% like that. Yeah, please. Sorry.
No, you complete your thought first.
I'm saying it's not that 100% people are good or bad. Some percentage will be there, but finding the right fit and very, very candid discussion help. Even up to that level, if I more talk of Indian context, if a girl before marriage talking to that not only boy but boy's father also, nothing wrong in that. I have got a son. If tomorrow some girl wanted to speak to me before marrying my son, I'll be okay. It's as simple as like this. Why not?
I'm really going to raise questions in many people by just saying that. But I really acknowledge you for saying so. Becky, you have a question. I'll take it now and then I want to share a thought. Becky says, I don't really appreciate having a man tell me as a woman that I'm biased because I want to work with a female coach or others.
Yeah, okay. She has every right to disagree. There's nothing wrong in disagreement. We should appreciate that also. We disagree for something. We should adjust. We should live with the disagreements.
This thing about belief. So that's what I want to say earlier, Vinod, that it seems like people are more aware now of the value women have to the workplace, women leaders, not just to the workplace, women leaders in all aspects of life. People are more aware now. They have, there is an appreciation for skill sets of others. But I do have a concern, or I do see exactly the point you raised earlier on, how women putting themselves enough forward for these roles, or the point that you raised around beliefs. Do they have, insecurities or beliefs that hold them back? That seems to be like a fine line to balance, right? On how we having an open mindset or enough awareness in a social space that things are changing. But how do we help women then to change the belief system within themselves, to put themselves out there for all the opportunities that are showing up?
See, awareness is definitely increasing, and but still I believe there is a trust deficit is there. And there, I believe one obviously coaching can help being a neutral person, but women need to come forward for that. And I'm saying more percentage of that. I'm not saying they don't come. They are coming forward. The the women are coming forward and discussing very openly, very candidly, and they're very bold also. But that process is little slow as of now. What I'm trying to say, this can be little more faster.
That's a lovely point being raised. Women want to step into leadership positions. However, for women to be able to work more, men need to be able to take on more responsibilities in the household and in family life. So how do your company structures, or how do company structures provide that? Muriel, that's from Muriel, right? So that's a lovely question raised. Women need to come forward. Men need to come forward and do more helping out. Honestly, I'm just going to ask you this open-ended question without us talking generally. Do you find that men around you are doing that, helping out more?
That is their role in the household, things are increasing definitely. Certainly it is increasing overall. But here, women can ask him to do more.
Oh.
Sometimes women may feel that no, he may not do. What is wrong in asking? At the worst, he can say no. But that willingness is increasing. There is some beliefs are there. If we ask a woman, say, a man is not willing to do household work, but have you asked him? No. Then how do you feel he will not do? Secondly, the household things can be taken care by the maid and all that. Why it is between man and woman only? So both are working. So that's where the belief system need to be addressed. We perception like this, it will not happen. It will be like this because it has been happening like this. There has been some case. We draw something, we generalize things. There is a lot change in the newer generation.
There is. I'd love to hear from Kiva on that too, as a young female leader. But before we go there, Vinod, I want to check something with you also, meaning get some suggestions, feedbacks, or tips and guidance around. What about women supporting other women? How do you find that? What's your opinion on that? Meaning, are there enough women leaders supporting other new or upcoming women leaders to grow into their roles?
See, before coaching, I was working in the corporate. And one unfortunate, you can say, experience I have, women are more happy with the male boss than the female boss. Yeah. Female boss,
yeah.
Women boss to the women are more strict in taking work. Men are little more considerate. My friends who are in the HR and working with the same company, suppose I'm heading business and she's heading HR, and we have discussion around all those things. And sometimes one of my HR friend, she used to say, you men, you don't know how to take work from the woman. So they're more stricter that way. So it's a theoretically it looks good that women only help. But we have to really see the data, how many really women has helped other women to come up. The woman who has come up primarily has come up on their own. First, they need to decide and stop differentiating whether man, woman, whatever it is. See the human per se. That's a much more important. When I see my subordinate or the juniors, I don't see whether male or female or whatever it is. They're the human per se. And that's how they look at me.
I must tell you this, Vinod, from a personal point of view. I took 10 years off to raise my children. Yeah, I had children 10 years off. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And when I re-entered the world of work, I took a full-time corporate position. And after a few months, realized it was not a wise decision because I still had to pick children up, aftercare activities, after school activities and sport and whatever. So the timing wasn't suitable for family life. And then I thought I'll start my own business. And then, of course, I started to become a coach, and that was it. But I want to tell you this. A lot of people around me, mostly female and a lot of inclusive of family and close friends, told me it was the wrong time. I was entering the market too late. And that I should watch out. I won't make a success of it. Now, what worked well for me is that I have a mindset that don't buy into noise. Other people's noise belongs to them. But I'm going to tell you, at times I lay awake at night thinking about that. Am I going to make it or not? And I would get up the next morning and think, of course I would. It's not easy, when you have an expectation of support and you're doing something, it's actually not easy having an expectation that you're going to receive support. And a lot of time it's your own accountability, meaning it's how you're going to show up and do the thing you want to do anyway. You earlier on spoke about trust. Hence, it alludes to trust in yourself is highly important in working up your steps into leadership.
Yeah. See, one is I understand the childbirth point of view, a year or two, being a woman, she has to give the time, and a man can't compensate that period for a year or two. That is there something naturally. But I tell you something from Indian perspective very interestingly. Background in our India, it used to be combined family system, where mother-in-law or father-in-law, all those people used to take care of the children's. Last 20, 30 years, we start moving towards westernization and start moving to nuclear family system. And then this problem start bothering who will take care of the child. And women were the net loser because when we look at, say, husband, wife, both are working, in most of the cases, husband was more earning than the wife. Then a wife would take the receiving end and she went to the family, whether 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year. And sometime then wife, they lost confidence to come back. Okay, now I come back after 5 years, 7 years, whether I'm really able to compete. And because I have to take care of my children, how much time I can give. And when we're talking about going to senior leadership, they lose that kind of confidence that time. And that's a compromise, unfortunately. Now, for last couple of years, although this my statement can be a little political, we are trying as a society, we are trying to go back to the family systems. And if that happens, it's not about husband or wife, it's about as a family. And as a woman, they can spare much more time for their work. That 1 year, 2 year, I agree, but they need to remain competitive. Because once you come back after a gap, world has slightly moved. You need not to lose the confidence. You need to upgrade yourself.
That's a lovely point you're making, because there is enough people that want to see women leaders succeed. Yeah, we can say for every negative, there's 2 positives. So there's enough people that want to see women leaders succeed. And hence, I think this question about support structures then becomes a vital one. Whether it's in the workplace, what support is the company providing, or whether it's family support or societal support. I think that questions about resources then become vital in how we grow women leaders, or how we build them up, right?
I just want to add some example. In India, there are few companies who start providing a crèche in the office building. means same premise, one floor is the crèche only. The woman single means single, not single means who does not have any support system at home. She come with the child and she can from the camera, she can always see her child. And in the break time, she can go back and attend that also. Some companies start giving within a building. So those changes are also happening. But again, where my problem is that women workforce which is there, it is not going to leadership much. That has to happen. Somewhere women feel like, my more work is towards family or towards child. I'm doing the job because I'm earning so and so. But that is not the major thing. They need to think I have to become general manager. They need to think I have to become vice president. I have to become director because of my abilities. That need to happen. That will really draw the respect. That will really make something more enjoyable.
Agreed. Vinod, in preparing for this webinar, I went around asking a few colleagues and women leaders, and those in HR, what are they noticing, especially in the workplace? What are they noticing that women need to take their leadership to the next level or to improve themselves? And exactly what you're saying was showing up in many of the answers around beliefs, around trust, around re-entering the workplace and thinking that they can continue from their level instead of having this belief that they're now lower. They have to go to a lower level and start rebuilding. So a lot around value systems, beliefs, and support systems. That big question around I asked that question, what can companies do to support women leadership? Just narrowing it down. I know there's a bigger picture of social leadership and things, but I want to narrow it down. What can companies do to support women in leadership? Especially those that are playing a more systemic role, meaning they have other priorities that's equally important to the job roles.
One is I was thinking where as a coaching fraternity and the corporate both together we can do. When say in a country like India, we make some mandatory having some, at director level, more inclusivity, having more women. But that really is not helping because to maintain diversity, we are pushing someone. The real issue is we make them capable. They come on their own. That's why they will earn more respect. So as a corporate, whatever the females are there in an executive role, if they provide them an executive coaching, at the same time, coaching fraternity, and I'm talking commercial point of view also, coaching fraternity, whether it's an ICF, whether as a coaching companies or as an individual coach like me, we offer them pro bono or the complementing coaching. Suppose I'm giving, pro bono coaching to some women in a company, I offer them. Obviously, some male will also come, I will charge. It's a commercial, makes sense. And those women who will be benefiting by my work, will they not work for me in that company? They will. So that is a win-win situation. The organization has to come out, because talking to that coaching point of view, when my own experience is there, that help in building confidence of many women. When they hear from someone, I'll say, this is what I can do that. Yes, you can do that. Why not? Sometimes they miss, like, to whom to talk. So this is a sounding wall kind of things. It's a anchoring also. It's a sounding wall also where, or we can bounce out some ideas on those. They need someone where they can trust. And here with the invent of online system, sometimes they need not to meeting also, personal meeting. And even personal meeting also can be done if it's a kind of open environment, at least in metros and all that. But even this online discussion they can do, and means their security, their trust level, everything will go up. Now, if any discussions are there online, if I have to record, even I need to take other person permission formally. software will not allow me. So
Mm.
technology is giving the trust. Organization once pitch in between that further will give the trust. So this triangle of the women executives, organization, and the coaching companies or the coach, the three work together. They give trust to each other. It does not cost, and it helps the coaching overall and coaches also, whether it's ICF, whether individual coach or anyone.
So you're saying the triangle is women leaders,
Yeah,
the coach, the executive coach, and the organization.
and the organization.
No?
Yes, yes,
That's the triangle that if they work together in support, then we can make significant changes in women leadership.
yes. If suppose a company, I work on the 10 executive people, women, at least we can make 3, 4 will go forward.
Yeah.
If not everyone. They need that confidence, they need that support system. And if organizations get to know that you need not to pay for that, it's good for them. And that's what I'm saying, okay, more so at MCC level of the coaches, senior coaches should come forward so that it should not be look like just for the trial, just for the learning coaching somebody is doing. Because as a coach, senior coach goes, his or her own credibility is also at stake. When a senior coach somebody, his credibility or her credibility is stake, how many people you have coached and whether they are happy, unhappy, whether they're really able to make a difference or not. And that gives the seriousness to the company also. That gives the seriousness to the executives also.
That's a lovely model, Vinod. You get all the women leaders together from the company's view, coach. How about that? I'll happily coach.
Yes, a company has to recommend only because so that it become officially, it gives the trust. Otherwise, free of cost to all the companies. Win-win situation.
Yeah. So, Kiva, I want to check with you. Where are you, Kiva?
Yes, Cindy.
Okay, as a young female leader, do you have any questions or points you want to raise with Vinod?
I was thinking about two things. One is when we think of leadership, we always think about what a woman is probably doing professionally, but I do think leadership goes beyond that. So in what ways would you, when you look at leadership beyond work? Because I think life isn't just about work. It is a very critical part of who you are and your development. But I think holistically, there's a lot more that happens while a person is growing. So what, according to you, is leadership beyond work?
Yeah. See, when we work on the coaching perspective, the other issues also start coming up. They can't remain hidden. So we may start something as a executive coaching, but it does not stop at executive coaching. It can't stop. So it will be basically working on as a person, as a who of the person. And that person transform. Success for somebody can be becoming general manager or vice president, but success for somebody else can be for doing some social work. Success for somebody can be, becoming better human being. Success for somebody can be become good singer. See, many employees, you will see, they have got good talent other than the job. They simply don't try. They hesitate. Only if I start trying that, how the people will feel. Somebody has to give the confidence. I tell you one interesting example. Around a year back, I want to take some intern with me in my company. So I conducted interview from Management Institute. So I call up some resumes. So they send some boy and girls both. So I design some questions. Okay, this question I'll be asking because I was also first time taking my coaching company as interns. So when I was asking the question, most of the girls, I asked them, what are your hobbies? They were talking primarily either dancing or singing. When I asked the boys, your hobby, playing cricket. Most of that, India has cricket, everybody play cricket, or maybe traveling. Now, these girls, there's nothing wrong in having dancing or the singing as a hobby. When these girls tomorrow start working, what happened to their hobbies? What happened to some skill they are living with? So those things also need, somebody has to give that confidence. It's okay to have that. Take your weekend to practice that. Why not? If somebody tell what you're thinking is the right, person gain the confidence. She needs someone to tell. It's nothing wrong. People die without utilizing their talents. Many of the women leaders, I tell them, you share your story in form of book. Can I write a book? I said, who will stop you to writing from a book? Somebody has to give the confidence. What comes in way in the writing a book? What it has to see the woman or man? You have seen the life. See, suppose Kiva has seen the life. What is, Kiva must have something to share with the world. She does the best. Why not she share? Who can come in the way? Barring that confidence.
You're making it so easy. Vinod, you are making it easy, and I have no doubt that you're well informed enough with all your research and whatever to say what you are saying. But when you're saying women should take the choice and tell what they want or say what they want, isn't that easy? Are they always listened to?
It's very easy. First of all, I'm not talking just for the talking because I come from that kind of background. I come from village.
Okay.
Where there was no electricity, no road. Even till date, there is no public transport to go even now also. Okay. So when you come out of the, when you see the world, this I can do, do it. It requires that courage. Somebody has to tell, okay, you do it. You do it. See, when I was writing my first book, Sindhito, I just wanted to write something because people have so many questions on leadership coaching and all that. I start writing. I said 30, 40 page I'll write. And writing become almost 120, 130 page. Then I thought, why not publish it a book? And when that became a book, I have to share so many things. I write more books. Now I have thought about writing at least 3 more books. And one of them will be on the women workforce. It's that starting, is that ignition. I don't need anybody help. First time issue comes, what should be font size, what should be book size, those kind of nitty-gritty comes and nobody tell them. It's the first timer. Where to publish, how to publish, very small issues. It's more about giving confidence and belief. It's easy.
One more question, Cindy, if I may ask. Just wanted to hear from a broader point of view, Mr. Vinod, what do you think if women were to lead major industries or major parts of the world, what will shift in this world?
One is
a lovely question.
Lovely questions. One is we will take better decisions, more profitable decisions, more objective decisions. That is one major shift I'll see. Women are better bargainer, better value of money they see. Inherent quality. Okay. More clarity of thought will come to organizations. Their profitability, success will change. What else? Their more industry will come up because kind of background, kind of thought process women come. They will see what more can be industry, what more can be you can make out of business out of those things. So it is all about idea. If you're 40-50% of population you put up in a home and you don't listen any idea from them, new ideas will come, new thinking will come. You will have third change will come. You can take better from your workforce because they have better empathy, better listening capability. Your workplace qualities will be better. There will be a lot of changes, I would say.
Yeah. And Kiwa, I was going to say this very related to our topic and to what we're discussing now, as the conversation evolved. There's a systems theory in psychology, a systemic approach comes from as its grounding in systems theory in psychology, which in my simple language would be no person is an island, nobody exists on their own. They exist within systems of various nature, family units, extended family units, then your work systems and your social systems and so on. It's a ripple effect of the skills you build in one that can empower many or felt in many different layers. And I like that question that you asked because, what would change? And I think the bigger question Vinod also alluded to is, how can we coach or assist or support more women leaders so that we feel that kind of ripple effect changes throughout?
See, once that is where, say, organizations has to take the decisions, and somewhere individual women executives also can take a call. Because what I see in the executive coaching, when it comes to paying, it's an organization which pays, individual people hardly pays because it costs more as compared to life coaching or relationship coaching and all that. Life coaching, some people come, but when it comes to the executive coaching, it's primarily come from the corporate. But if you're offering, some women can come on there independently also. That change also can happen. But somewhere that initiative has to be there. Communication has to be there. Awareness has to be there. Maybe it's a time of social media. Like ICF make a list about all the coaches, and we can pick up and choose, okay, which country and which state you want to pick up the coach. You see the profile and all those things. Same way, suppose we do, any woman and we advertise it, any woman can see, okay, this is a coach which looks to be my profile and all that. You list see the LinkedIn profile of the person. Don't depend on the Facebook and all those things stuff. Look at LinkedIn profile of the person, what person he or she has does, from where he or she comes from, and have a chemistry session. See, that trial has to be done. Have a chemistry session, whether it's work out or will not work out. If it does not work out, it's okay. But when it comes to coming from that grounding, that communication has to happen. Instead of communicating, if we are having some perception or we are sitting with those perceptions, this will not work out, this will not happen, or this problem comes. Have we tried that? Or if we have not, if we have tried, how many times we have tried? It's like NLP, we pick up something and make it generalize. If once or twice I have tried, does not work, it will not work. Medicines also at least 30% time they don't work. And 30% time placebo also work.
True.
So every time everything will not work. So we need to try. Even when I used to meet the doctors during my pharma promotions, and some doctors say, this response has not come and all those things. I said, sir, how many patients you have tried? Our normal question. One only, sir. One patient, there is a possibility might have not taken the medicine as such. Possible. Yes, possible. How we can decide on based on one patient or two patient? Try at least 10 patients. So we need to try. We need to communicate.
So you're saying it doesn't matter what your beliefs are inside or how insecure you're feeling. Go ahead and try it anyway.
Yes. Social media is there. You set up your online meeting, video meeting. Meeting must be video, no audio. You see who is talking, who is talking, whether male or female, whatever it is. Any girl, any woman can make out whether he or she is talking sense or not sense. That much smart God has made them. You pick up. Use your strength. Ask what is there for you. If I have been a woman, I will ask what is your interest. That is what I am telling. What is my interest? It makes commercial sense also. If I'm coaching an individual also as a woman free of cost, she will be my ambassador. Will she not tell 10 more people?
Yeah. I think we can also make a big difference in the way we raise girl children. Yeah. The way we raise children, if we want women leadership to improve and get better and encourage more women leaders, then using this kind of systemic thinking approach, we also got to be very mindful in how we raise girl children.
Yes, it has to be, but Cindy, like it's a lot difference on the place one is staying. Like say, I stay in Mumbai.
Yes.
When I see in my
Yes.
neighborhoods, I don't see in the raising any difference between boy and girls. Any parents
Okay. Yeah.
see my next door somebody is staying, somebody has girl, boy, absolutely no difference. I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
across, but it start happening, at least metro town or good families, they start happening.
Yeah. The one thing we do in South Africa, in large communities, you see differences. But we've started years now, we have this take a girl child to work week, to kind of expose girl children to the corporate world and build leadership capacity. It's been going on for quite a few years and it's making quite a big difference.
Yes.
It's a week, but it ripples into something more as time goes on.
Yeah, those kind of exposing, and there are some examples. Maybe Kiva can connect with in India. There are many girls who has taken over their father business in India. Means I'm taking the public domain point of views. It's large enterprises. So there are examples, and there are fathers who are happy about it.
To our participants and coaches, we'd love to hear from you. What can we do? At least one point that will make a big difference to raising the levels of women leadership. What can we jointly do, even as coaches? I love the point that Vinod made. We can reach out and offer to coach someone.
Yes, we should reach out the organizations to pro bono coaching of the female executive level, and we can in fact we can inbuilt in our proposals. Okay, we can put on our website. That's change we can begin, and when we are beating them, we can make them reason why we are doing it. Because if we don't tell, people doubt always.
You're right.
We need to tell, bhai, I'm doing commercial, I'm not something, so good person that without commerce I'm doing. It has my commerce interest also.
We've almost at the end of our time. Kiva, we're at the end of our time, right?
Yes, indeed. It's 8:30.
Okay. Of course, I'm going to check your closing thoughts. Thank you. I think this is only the start of a conversation that would ripple into many, many more. And I love that you raised around limiting beliefs and how we could just take a try. We could try it. I love that you said we could try it anyway. Any closing thoughts from you, Vinod? I'm going to leave with that point. I'll just try it.
See, we need to, this onus has to lies with the woman to come up. Their parents' thought process are changing, will change. Corporates are changing, will change. As a community, say coach, all those things we can always help. But that initiatives has to be done from their side. They should try. Some people, say they're the different. Maybe God made different or the limitation, all those things. God has given some strength to everyone, whether man or woman. If there is a kind of, I only look as a kind of drawback because of childbirth point of view, she has to bear all that at least 1-2 years has to go because a man can't replace her. as a mother also during the pregnant period time also. But God has given several strengths also to the woman as an executive point of view. Look at that. Either we want to focusing on the weakness or the weaker side, or we are focusing on the strength side.
Yeah. You know, Jeff, your message is only coming to the panelists and host. Kiva, maybe you can copy and paste that into everyone so everyone can see your response. Because he's talking about doing some work for a global organization called Global Women Connect. He does pro bono coaching with them.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone,
this
for
pro bono
attending.
coaching has to be extended, Cindy. Right now,
Yeah.
we see the pro bono coaching with some women organization. This extend to all, make it large.
Yeah, that's also Ram's passion, Vinod. So maybe we should do something about it. We'll give it some thought. And if you've got any ideas to everyone on the call, please also share with us.
Yeah.
So we can think about how we can take this forward.
Sure.
Thank you, Kiva. Thanks, Vinod.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.